Hello beauties and welcome back. Today is going to be a day that I sit back and have a heart-to-heart conversation with you guys. It's health related and hey, women in their 50s or over 50, what do you want to know about? You want to know about some health issues too. I mean, there's things that happen. So I'm here to tell you about something that happened to me, and I just want to put it on alert and just give you what happened to me and how I dealt with it. Back in December of 2016, I noticed I had changes in my vision. It was like a big difference. I realized I couldn't see out my glasses any longer. And then when I put on my contacts, I wasn't seeing clearly out my contacts. So I said, okay, January started. I said, I'll go ahead, go to the eye doctor, which I go to the eye doctor every year because I wear contacts. So I went to the eye doctor, and as usual, because I have such a bad eye stigma in my left eye, well, I have bad stigmas in both eyes. The left one is a lot higher than the right one. So they never have my contacts in and stop. So proceed to go ahead and ask me, well, Miss Waller, why are you here? And I go into what I tell you, you know, my eye change, my sight change. And I realized it seemed like it has changed a lot. So he went, we did the test. He said, yes, it really has changed quite a bit. You know, has your, blood sugar been this, that, and whatever, and I told him, it's been, the highest I had been at that time and everything. And so he goes into, oh, well, going to give me my prescription and everything. But since I'm there, they have to give me something to go home in. I always end up in a pair that are slightly compatible, but not my prescription, which is fine because it always happens. It's not been a time it has not happened. So I was like, okay. So finally my contacts come in about 2 weeks later. It takes 2 to 3 weeks for them to come in. They came in. I went, I get them. I said, okay, I'm not seeing too clear out of them still. So I tell you what, I'll just wait. Maybe it's taking a while for the eye to rotate on the axle and everything. I'll just wait a minute. Guess what? I waited. Went back about 3 weeks later and told him, I said, I still can't see clear out of them. So now it was from January, now we're in till like the 2nd or 3rd week of February. Can't see out of them. He gives me another pair of contacts, okay? Which I'm still wearing the old ones because the new ones, I gotta wait for the new ones to come in. So then in March, he gives me the new contacts. So we like in the 3rd week of March, 2nd week of March, I get the new contacts. I go to April, I'm like, I still can't see out these contacts. He goes in to give me another pair of contacts. I'm like, you know what? I'm so over it because I still can't see. I'm gonna leave it alone for a while and I'll come back when I'm ready to deal with this more. So, time goes on and stuff, and I realized, I guess it was getting closer to September, I was realizing, man, I'm really not seeing well. It's getting worse. Now I got my contacts on and reading glasses and all this. It's just too much. I shouldn't have my contacts on and reading glasses. So I'm like, I'm still not seeing well. I'm driving and I'm like, and I drive the highway to work. And one day I finally tell my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna have to come up off the highway because the lights on the highways are so blinding. And I'm talking about night blindness and driving. So I'm thinking, something totally different. So I'm like, telling my husband all this, and he's looking at me, he said, well, what is it? You just can't try? Well, I can do it in the daytime. I can't do it at night. And when I left in the morning, it was like pitch black going to work. And the headlights, if the headlight supposed to be like this, you see it, I saw it like this. So I'm seeing headlights, tail lights, they're just, as we go down, that's all I see is a sea of lights. And they're bleared and everything. And then I'm like, it's just, my depth perception was off. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come off the highway. So finally I was thinking, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go to a real ophthalmologist. So I went through my health insurance to go to a different ophthalmologist. Now where I was going to before when I was getting my contacts, let me take a mall one, a strip mall one. I don't want to say their name, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's one of them strip mall ones. You know who they are. So I went on ahead and did that. I went to the eye doctor, and the eye doctor the young lady comes in, she, you know, they do their test and stuff. She's like, So she sends me to the next young lady. So in another room, so she goes over there, she's working this little machine, and she just working this machine, and she couldn't get it to act right on my right eye. So she started working it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Lord, what is going on, you know? So I could tell just in her voice of what she was saying to me, something wasn't acting a little right. So I said, okay. So the young lady says, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to your left eye and do it. She went to the left eye, bam, whatever it was, I could see it clearly, things was going. I couldn't see whatever it was she was trying to do out this right eye, wasn't working. So she went over to the left eye, bam, it happened, she did it and everything. And she says, I'm gonna have the doctor to talk with you. Oh, Jesus. Y'all with me? Did you get nervous? Honey, I just did. I got instantly nervous then. I was like, oh, Lord, I started praying. Ooh, don't let me be going blind. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Lord, please don't let me go blind. So the doctor comes in, doctor does her checks and her looks and stuff. And she says, Miss Waller, have you been going to an eye doctor? And I'm like, go to one every year to get my contacts. And she said, well, have he ever told you you had cataracts? I said, no. She said, Miss Waller, you sure he have? I said, honey, I think I remember if he said cataract, glaucoma, diabetes, and I'm going to remember something like that. Wouldn't you remember that? I'm going to remember that. I said, honey, he ain't told me nothing like that. So she looked at me. I said, so cataract? She said, yes, ma'am. She says you have it in both eyes, but the one in your left eye is definitely not your problem. The one in your right eye is your problem. I said, okay. Now, they measure it from a 1 to a 4 for a cataract. Left eye is a 1. Hello out there. Why is my right eye a 4? Get out of here. It's a 4. Now, if you go from 1 to a 4, that's a big jump. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so what? Let me hear you. My problem is I need to know why one eye is a 1 and one is a 4. Because there has to be something going on why this one has progressed so far. And they normally go together. I said, okay. Now I'm nervous and scared. She turns around at the same time. She says, as you can't see out, I cannot see in. And I'm going to tell you guys, for me to explain what kind of vision I had out my right eye, the best way I can say it was like looking through a frosted glass. That's the best way I can put it. I could see shadows. You could stand right in front of me. If I closed my left eye, only thing I could see would be a shadow, a silhouette of you standing in front of me. That's all I would see. I couldn't give no details of your hair, eyes, nose, color, look. No, I couldn't give you anything out of my right eye. I couldn't see anything out of it. It had gotten so bad, my peripheral vision had left. You could come up on the right side of me and beat me down on the right side. I wouldn't been able to tell you. I couldn't describe you. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't see. So many times my daughter was walking up on me, scaring me to death because she was coming up on the side I couldn't see. It had gotten to the point where my doctor had taken me off driving. And her idea, her thought for me at that moment when we were sitting there was, you have 2 choices. Either have the surgery, glaucoma, have it removed, or you just live with it like it is. There's nothing else. It won't get no worse. Hello, it won't get no worse. That's what they say. It won't get no worse. I felt it had gotten worse. It won't get no worse. I said, okay. So we set up for me to see the surgeon next. So the 2 weeks, we set up for me to see the surgeon. I go back to see the surgeon, and she tells me, she said, Miss Waller, she says, there's no instrument strong enough for me to see behind there, to see if the retina is still attached, to see if anything is bleeding, to see if there's a tumor. I can't see through your eye. There's nothing I can see. Now at this point you get a little nervous because now I'm like, oh my gosh, why she can't see? All this technology, we're in 2017. I can't be the first one to come up with this. You can't find anything that you can see around here to tell me, honey, I ain't bleeding back here or something. Oh my gosh. Now I get scared you know, I'm like, okay, we can't see nothing, don't know nothing. What? It's just, I'm like, okay. So all in all, what ends up happening, the type of cataract I have is a, she called, well, I'm gonna just say how I remembered it. It's just a white cataract, and the cataract had fluid. It's like a fluid within it. So you don't want to burst the fluid and all this kind of stuff. It was so much going on. Every time I went to that doctor, I'm gonna tell you, every time my diagnosis were a little deeper each time, you know, and it was just like, oh my gosh. So in the end, I ended up the day after Christmas, and that was sad. I had to wait all through this time, but the day after Christmas, I was able to go ahead and get my cataract surgery, and it was a little bit more intense than usual. And I think what really upset me the most, how people, oh girl, you're just gonna go in and boom, boom, you're gonna come out seeing and stuff. I'm like, okay, but that's not how mine went. So it was just like, that's not how the conversation went with the doctor. That's not how it took and happened. And it was just a little bit more intense than what I thought it would be. And so I was like, oh my gosh, my chances and everything goes up, and you know, 60-40, and you may see, you may not see as clearly, you could this, you could that. In the end, I got it done. I'm still recovering from it. It's heck a whole week before me to get back to real sight and stuff. I'm still taking the eye drops and everything, but I must say my sight has gotten a whole lot better. I can see y'all. It has gotten a lot better. But my reason for bringing this to you is to make sure not to rely on these mall and, what did I call them? Strip mall ophthalmologists. Because if she could look at my eye and see automatically I had cataract, why couldn't he see it and tell me I had cataract? Why would you keep giving me different contacts if you knew and I came in here and told you I can't see? Can't see. So it's just to inform you, watch that. And as we get older and we mature gracefully, you know, there's just, you know, health issues that's gonna come up. And how I handle it, I am a bit, I tend to worry a little bit. I got nervous. I am the caregiver in my household. I am not the one to receive it, you know? I'm too busy giving it out, you know? So it was a little much for me. But I must say, through God, all things are possible. And I'm gonna tell you, I am so thankful and so blessed to come to you today to tell you my kids and my husband were great with this. You know, I think I was a bad patient, but oh well, whatever. But all in all, today I'm seeing a whole lot better. I had kind of stopped videoing a little bit because you could start seeing my eye move out because it didn't have anything to focus on, so it didn't stay straight, and I would have to pose and sit my head a little differently to offset how my eye was doing and stuff. So all in all, everything came out good, but it's like I said, my reason for telling this is to just give awareness. And I want you all to pay attention. We have to start paying attention to our bodies. We know our bodies. We're going to have to start getting up, doing what we need to do to keep ourselves in better health. And I'm the number one person that needs to take that advice, because I'm not that girl. You know, I'm the one that makes sure everybody do you go to your doctor appointment, you do this, you do that. And I'm not the one to do it for myself. So from here on, that was one of my other goals for 2018, is to take control of my health and making sure I'm in the best of health. I can't give care to anyone else if I'm not taking care of myself. So for you out there, that's what I want you to do. This is about you, taking care of you. And you know your body better than anybody. So as soon as something goes off, ding, 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 hit that number and dial them digits to that doctor and get in there to see him. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.